Hi guys, here's a step-by-step guide to how I've made this Wing Chun training dummy for a student of mine, Steve. The frame's going to be made better. Reason being is I've got to pull it apart in order to transport it to his place easier, and then we'll put that back together much nicer. So first we start with 2 planks of wood, and I've marked out armholes for the dummy in blue, and I've also marked along the side. So I'm going to make saw cuts that way, and then I'm going to chisel it out so it should be a wedge shaped hole, and I've marked on the other side there should be a wedge shaped hole going that way in the yellow, and a wedge shape on the blue. So when you put them both together, it should hopefully create a hole for the dummy arm going that way, and vice versa on the other side. Cool. Now, when marking the leg, it's not as high up as you would think it would be. There's actually quite a lot of room in there, because remember, you've got to do a front kick, it was hard with the camera, and then a side kick on the leg. So you've got to have enough room for your foot. So about that height. And just check that a few times, and then, yeah. So the leg is about that high, where you might think it's a bit higher up. Okay, so my leg, the hole for the leg, for me it isn't very big, because what I'm going to be doing is using a metal broom to make the leg and then shaping it with wood. Also what I've done is I've taken off the edge here, because I'm going to be putting stuff in there, making use of this that just happened to be on there to shape it, because we're going to be putting layers of stuff on the outside to make it more sturdy. You might have to shape it, use your own imagination to find a way, but hopefully it makes sense in the next few clips. Also, I started rounding off on the wrong side. That's a mistake, but when it's covered it won't really matter. Alright, then we give it a nice round shape with the scrumpy bottles. Don't worry too much about how there's a bit of space in there, because it's going to be a lot more over it. And then wrap it up in 150 meters of plastic wrap. You might think 150 meters is a bit overkill, but it tightens up the more layers you put on it, and it holds the 2 boards in place quite firmly. Okay, the next step is to rework the arms, chisel so that the arms fit, and pack them to where they're nice and level and flush. I originally had my top arm a bit too high up. The reason I don't like my arm on the dummy too high up is I'll exaggerate by moving down. If I have to go over the arm like that and the arm's too high up, it causes the shoulder to hunch. And when the shoulder is hunched, it is hard to apply the foundational stance into your movements. Okay, so this is my rough copy of my freestand design. The dummy is going to stand up in that square hole like that. The bricks add a bit of weight and structural support, and there's going to be a decking over the top and extra support onto the dummy as well, hopefully. When it's freestanding, you can do all the stuff you normally do and more. Okay, next we get a steel broom handle, and this is just the shaping, so of course it's going to be more sturdy. Then we get some bits of wood to make the shape. I've just used some old bed legs for the main part and extra bits of wood. Any minute gaps, just shove a plastic bag in it and tape over it. Wrap it up in 60 metres of plastic wrap, and then it becomes mysteriously, surprisingly quite strong. The steel broom wasn't as good as the one that I used last time. I had the same design, so depending on it, you have to tell people, hey, don't go too rough on the leg. But for doing the form, that's the trick. Bit of tape around there and around that bit, keeps it sturdy. Okay, so then we put some foam yoga mats around it. Quite embarrassing getting home. My old boss seen me and he thought that I was taking up yoga. But I'm going to put another layer around it, give it some padding, and then we're going to wrap it up in plastic wrap again. Okay, so we put another layer of padding, and it seems to do the trick. Alright, then 45 metres of plastic wrap. Okay, the next thing we do is tape it up in PVC tape. Get the good quality tape, not the crap stuff from like a $1, $2, $3 shop. It's got to be the good quality stuff, or else it'll just peel off. Also, put some more tape to hold the arms more secure. You wouldn't believe how strong this stuff is when it's wrapped over and over and over. The final thing we do is we put some towels around there, put some padding, also gives a nice visual effect, and some PVC tape. I put some aluminium strips in there to hopefully give it a bit more strength. I was watching back through my edit of my the clip for this clip on how to make a dummy, and I was looking at the bit where I said you can do anything on a normal dummy and on this, but you can do more on this. I was watching it and sorry, I was hoping not to imply that this is better than a conventional wooden dummy on a frame or a professionally made one. Those are very nice to hit. They've got a nice clunking sound. Moves such as, I'll do it on a funny angle, so moves such as the twirling bits, you know, where I'm going to have to turn my back to you, sorry, where I do this, okay. If I get too carried away on this, it can move to the side too much. And hopefully when I make the final freestand frame, I'll work out the bugs. But last thing you want to be doing on your dummy is moving your body around all over the place. Okay? But where it is good is the fact that it doesn't have a frame in the way. And so I was freestyling the other day when I was making, because I've been making this, I was doing moves like in here and striking. A conventional dummy would have a frame here, so I could not do that. So I was looking at, you know, here and stepping around and doing some sort of tripping up type maneuver. I was also looking at sort of, you can attack from multiple angles. You can even come in and just end up switching sides by going around the back. So that's what I meant by you can do more, the fact that there's no frame in the way. It is nice to hit directly and on angles, sort of like that. But you can't beat the stability of one that's on a frame. they're just slightly different flavours of, you know, some people might like this, some people might like a frame. I like both, but I was watching my clip and I thought, shit, I hope I didn't imply that I thought that this is better, there's the best wooden dummy in the world. I can stand here and take my photo with it, and you'll be jealous. Ugh. Okay. You can dance around it with an umbrella and then do a punch.